But checking the heal here, massive, massive, massive. We accidentally didn't press a button there. There we go. Let's try and fix that now. Try there. Unfortunately on 3. He is in a bit of a precarious situation here. Because Stefan now needs to really make sure he hits that keys by next turn. Otherwise, I think he's going to be facing a, let's call it a very uphill struggle. I think he's going to be in for a rough one. Showing us the Afkia, showing us the stride as well, importantly. But Salafiel here, sorry, no, Yafkia, Salafiel. Sticking on the Soul Blast 1, considering the heal. Yeah, I think he's going to try and keep the grade 1 in there so he can add it to hand later. But yeah, going to be healing the heal, dealing the another promo. Brutal. Absolutely brutal for Stefan here. But that is so unfortunate. Card after card that he keeps needing in his hand, keep finding their way to his damage zone. Yeah, there you go. So going for effect. Probably going for drive checks here, I'd imagine. Oh, maybe not. Two triggers and a dream. So yeah, I believe he's going to be swinging for 5 drive checks and plus 10k to front row now. So I think he's just trying to make sure that those cards hit, most importantly. Yeah, and he heals 3 straight away. He wants to set up his ultimate stride photo plus a promo. Just in case. There we are. He's going to go CB1, add it to your hand, deal himself 1 damage. Again, not a trigger. Unfortunate. Christ, that is very, very unfortunate. But surely, surely his 44k swing here, he's gonna check 2 triggers, right? First check, 1, second check, 2, second check, third check, fourth check, does it. Stefan habitually grabbing the wrong pile. And 5th check. Oh, and the 2 cards in his damage zone as well. So unfortunate. Yeah, and he just passed his turn here. Again, failing to hit the criteria, the requirement that he needs. He's still 1 off. You know, all those triggers just nowhere to be found. Yeah, I think what Stefan's trying to do here is get himself in a position where Emilio can do the minimum feasible turn while still setting himself up to die to a Gize. Because when you're on 3 or 4, I feel like you start having to change your game plan into being, right, like, I need to be ready now so that when they push me, if I check my 5th, I am Gizeing them. Because you can't afford the extra turn delay. Like, this is already a slow deck, and this just makes it too slow. So Stefan here recognizes that, changes his strategy, and is setting up his turn so that even if he didn't drive check another Gavriel there, he would still be able to ultimate strike next turn. Yeah, he's eyeing up those Renes. Yeah, he's eyeing up. So for those of you unaware as well, one of the cards we're seeing in Emilio's hand there is a card that's long been the bane of opponents of Nubatama. What we're looking at is Stealth Rogue of Prescription Mizukaze. Effectively saying, when placed, you soul blast at grade 3. Until the end of turn, your opponent cannot call cards that he or she had called that turn from hand to Guardian Cycles. This includes Guardians. So for example, if he guards with Honolly now, and say guards with a grade 2 or a trigger, and then Emilio decides to plonk down Mizukaze, what you're going to very quickly find... Yeah, what you're going to very quickly find is that then Stefan is from that point unable to call 0s, 1s, and 2s to the Guardian Cycle from hand for the rest of the turn. So a really, really scary guard restrict that is turn-wide as well. So really is something that Stefan has to play against, especially if Emilio's going to go for a multi-attack turn under it. There you go, that's the Mizukaze coming down as well. So the thing is, well, if you call Protect Marker, even though Protect Markers don't have a grade, they are considered to have the grade of Protect, which means you can only call one Protect Marker this turn. So there is an argument for just calling down a Protect Marker under the Rene effect, Protect Marker plus Quick Shield Ticket, to just have them both phase out, and just hope that's enough. Yeah, so he's already eyeing that up. I think he might just be ready. Oh, of course he would not have the Guardian Ticket because he went first, but I think you do call Protect Marker here, maybe? Oh, only unless he has 2. If he has 1... Wait, no, I'm yapping. No, do call the Protect Marker here. You call the Protect Marker plus something. I think you might call... The trouble is you don't want to call a Gavriel because the Gavriel is numbers, but... You might just be in a position where you might have to. Reverence Rush plus Protect Marker. Reverence Rush presumably over the draw, maybe? But yeah, as well, like I believe the Reverence Rush is what, 1524? 24 to 17, so it's a 10k guard. There you go, Guardian Cycle. Or G-Guard, rather. Oh, no effect just to keep the cards in hand. Okay. So he's trying to save himself the shield there to ensure that he's still able to go to guard with a grade 3 from hand if need be. Oh, he can't because he now guarded with... He called the grade 3, so now he can no longer guard with it, so he G-guards instead. And yeah, the boosted Sekia is rough. Come on, Stefan. Check a defensive, please. Please. That's going to be an unboosted Sekia. He's still swinging for 30k though. Yeah, Stefan having to gauge his turn here very carefully with Mizukaze in games. Goes for another G-Guard. Generation Guard, Counterblast 1. Check card on top of the deck. Heal 1, deal 1. So that's gotta be a trigger. That's gotta be our 5th. That's gotta be a heal as well. Fantastic play coming out of Stefan here. Stacking that heal, binding his 5th Zero Dragon, and it's like nothing ever happened. Goes right back to where he was. Yeah, Soul Blasting 2 cards, drawing to 1 trigger, crit all effects Vanguard. First check, second check. That's a draw trigger as well coming out. Stefan ready and set for his Gize turn now. Hoping whatever he has is enough. Heal there as well. Phenomenal. Phenomenal play there. Just being on 4 there is so impactful. Just being just past turn and go straight into... He's suddenly going to be giving everything he can to damage deny the Emilio. And say, hey buddy, if you got it, you got it, right? Do it. You won't.
Il reste 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
Emilio, there you go. G-Guard flip. I believe it's the Isazahime coming out here. Oh, Sashiki Hime, my apologies. And she is going to flip, and your opponent choose a card from their hand, and they may discard it. If they don't, she gains 20k. So it doesn't really matter here, but you're just swinging rear, swinging rear, swinging rear, and eventually you hope that it's going to be enough. There you are. There we are. We are staying on 4, leaving Emilio at 1. Hard damage denial. Going for those massive, massive G-Guard numbers. Trying to stack up as high as we can because we are now on the clock. Emilio has 1 turn to go. And will he do it? Because Emilio's hand is big, but Gize bypasses all of it. Is there a world here? Because Stefan's hand is small. But is there a world here where, like, Emilio just tries to go for the Tsukumura-kan? Just to try and negate his opponent. It's CB. Unfortunate. Never mind. Ignore everything I say. Yeah, I wonder where you stride here, then. Because the trouble you have is most of your things are CB. Except for, like, maybe your Jakumeso? Which, yeah, seems to be what he's going for. He's going to be bouncing those 2 crits back to hand. Again, all you're trying to do here is to hit your numbers. Because, yeah, Stefan is looking at his hand. He's going to be starting down 5 attacks. potentially more. Oh, I see. So you're going to boost them and you're going to swing the... Then you're going to put the 2 crits into soul, draw 2 cards. And then be able to put the grade 2 plus the Mizukage into soul, maybe? Because no, I forget, the grade 2 on attack like bounces something and costs 2 tokens, right? I'm fairly sure. The Yamashibuki 1 attack, CB1... Oh, yeah, CB1 isn't happening. So, yeah, there might just be a world where he just goes for the attacks, honestly. Because, yeah, each one of them is swinging with the might of 1,000 suns. Swinging for an extra 35k. 40, 50, 54,000. Christ, this is Stefan saying 55? Question mark? That's going to be Stefan considering the damage, taking it, and it's going to be a draw as well. Stefan not gaining power, but nonetheless, his hand is getting big. Not that it matters. Emilio has 1 turn to make it count. He's going to attack, flip the Messiah, give a front row another 5,000. Put the 2 grade 0s away, call 2 tokens, draw 2 cards. There you go, bouncing the 2, bouncing the 3, returning 1, returning 2. And maybe, just maybe, it could be enough to push Stefan over the edge. Although, not to feel too confident, but Stefan is looking like he's got a couple of PGs in that hand of his. So this might just be enough. Yeah, with the PG and the Protect, then it's just a case of can he guard? Because already shown... Oh, he can't show the 0. He called a 1 and a 0 already. Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, Stefan might just be in a position where he has to take something. Because, yeah, no G-Guards, no nothing. Stefan, I think he's out of heals too, OT in hand. Unfortunately, they'll already called a 0 on the field. That Mizukage, yeah, might just be thinking pushes Stefan over the edge here. Maybe, just maybe, there's a draw in the deck still. It feels as though we saw 4, but maybe just 3. Grade 1 from hand, maybe. This is the Protect, but if the triggers show anything, it might be a little too much for Emilio. First check, draw trigger. These are numbers you don't want to be seeing if you're Stefan. Second check, third check. Unlucky. Eyeing up his drops are going 1, going 2. That's 3. Does Stefan have it in hand? Does he have it in deck? Can Stefan do this? First check, damage check is going to be, unfortunately that is not going to be game, and Stefan is going to fall just shy of regaining his victory. But what a fantastic game. Stefan putting a fantastic fight. Emilio doing a great job defeating the champion of BCS Cardiff in round 2. But guys, don't go anywhere. Round 3 will be starting in just a couple of minutes, and we'll be right back for Swiss. See you guys in just a few minutes. Take care. guys, welcome back. We're going to be jumping into round 3 in just a moment. We have a rematch for you guys from BCS Spain, Premium Round 1. You guys might remember the matchup of, well, my favorite matchup of the weekend, of Blue Wave versus Victor. Well, if that matchup was so good, why wasn't there a matchup 2? And turns out that there is. It's going to be coming to us right now from Lajian and David facing back against each other. This time, Maelstrom versus Victor. Both players currently 2-0. You love to see it. I'm actually so excited to bring this to you guys, because this is not too dissimilar to a Maelstrom list I've been cooking up for a little while. So I'm really excited to see how it's going to pull through in a real tournament. I'm just going to go let the players know that it's good to go, and we're going to be getting started in just a moment. Good to go. And so we're going to be kicking off round 3 of BCS France. Oh god, you love to see it. You love to see these matchups. We're going to have Victor going first. Oh, it's going to be one of the Maliaki builds. Interesting. Meanwhile, so I'm going to be doing a lot more Aqua Force here because I know that you guys did not play Maelstrom V. But, so VBT11 ended up introducing a lot of Maelstrom support, and a lot of Legacy support. One of them being Radiate Assault, which is, when placed, I mean, it's a Rayguard skill, but you'll see why this becomes relevant. It basically means that when this unit is attacked or boosted, your when this attack hits effect would activate even if it didn't hit, and then you can put a Maelstrom from the drops onto the bottom of the deck to draw a card. So a lot of the Maelstrom effects in V revolve around the fact that Maelstrom just... Also, the crit's broken. What the hell? Like, the fact that a lot of the V Maelstrom effects revolved around you hitting, and so what they did is just print cards and just say, hey, but your stuff does that anyway, so don't even worry about it. Meanwhile, Archie is going to be giving himself all of the power in the world, making his Vanguard 18k, making sure that they were just unable to hit him, unable to connect, as he's going to be farming a pretty sizable hand going forward. That's going to be going... God, it's a throwback. I think I have a deck profile from like 4 years ago with all of these cards. This is going to be Jewel Staff of Emerald, Peter, because she's not only at 14k swing with a 10k intercept, but she is on attack, CB1, and again, for this turn, until the end of the battle, when this attack hits effect activated if the attack didn't. So this again, all in reference to V Maelstrom. It all comes back to V Maelstrom, because a lot of Maelstrom cards here have a little, when attack hits a Vanguard, if it's the 3rd or 4th battle of the turn, discard to restand this. So that might seem like a not fantastic payoff. Maelstrom never really did that. But what Glory is able to do is force our opponent to only guard from hand with 1 card. So if they guard, it's only going to be once. Well, in the meantime, we're going to have Lajian finally take a couple hits, and then you're going to be comboing off Maelstrom Reverse. Now, you might think, turn 4 deck and Premium is pretty slow, but unfortunately here he has to ride the base Maelstrom. But forget that Eldemoss also exists. Eldemoss allowing us to put a Maelstrom into the soul directly, so you're able to proc the Glory effect that way as well. If you're in a need for a slightly faster game plan, or, maybe don't see this Maelstrom in time. Oh god, the feelings I feel seeing these cards after all these years. And again, immediately we're going to be seeing another card. So I believe this is the V Clan Collection reprint. So this is the Bubble Ball Corporal. 1-day attacks with a battle attack and booster hits a Vanguard. Top 7 for a Maelstrom, and put it into your hand. So yeah, you just basically get free draws, free top 7s. The deck is so pumped. There you go. Yeah, it's going to call the Gradient behind it. Going to be swinging and just guaranteed to hit the top 7. And yeah, we're going to be bot decking the Maelstrom Reverse. And also, Maelstrom Reverse here, going to be a couple of effects. So at the end of a battle that a Rayguard attacked, if it didn't hit, you lock it. Or you lock a standing Rayguard, and this unit and the Vanguard gets plus 10k. If you have a card with Maelstrom in its soul, you choose one of your opponent's Rayguard and retire them. When it attacks, if it's the 4th battle, you can CB1. It gains a crit, a drive, and at the end of the battle, if it didn't hit, if you lock card, your opponent, for every card you lock card, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and puts it to their drop, hand or Rayguard. And more importantly than that, what you're also looking to combo off of here is the Press Stream Dragon. because he goes CB1 discard a Maelstrom. So remember how things bought deck Maelstroms. So yeah, this is how we're going to be coming back to that. It allows you to give your Vanguard plus 10k plus 1 drive. So again, you're going to be seeing it's a little bit of an engine going on here. But what Larger is going to be able to do is kind of set up his board that way, make a lot of drive checks on his Vanguard, and then ensure that he's going to be restanding with a ton of them. So for example, here he's going to swing. Whether Devian decides to guard or not really doesn't matter, because no matter what happens here, he's just going to be able to top 7 for a Maelstrom and most likely hit one. And he's going to be going to 5 damage. Again, why does this keep happening in this matchup? Every single one of these guys play games, they go to 2, then one of them goes to 5, and then the person who goes to 5 tends to win. So I hope this doesn't happen here again. But, oh no, I believe last time Lajian went to 5 and then lost, because his Flood has a turn to check 5 blanks. But nonetheless, still pretty competent result here. He's going to start swinging, yeah, gets the Vanguard, restand again, third or fourth battle of the turn. The attack hits no matter what. He's going to swing again. He ditched 2 for it, ditched 2 Maelstroms. You don't love seeing it, but you don't hate it either. His opponent's going to go over trigger, so OT to pass. First check front, second check heal. Neither of them resolves, but that is a lot of power. That unfortunately in this case goes to waste, but I think just the amount of pressure you're able to exert on Davion here is obscene. And the G assist as well. Oh my god, that is brutal. No, don't tell me you whiff. There we go, at least we see the V Victor. Oh god, you'd hate to see a game end this way. So good. Of course, for those of you that are some of the uncultured crowd, what we're saying here is V Extreme Battler Victor. On place top 7 for an Extreme Battler, may call it to a Ray Guard and shuffle the deck. And when he attacks, you may counterblast 1, soul blast 1, and choose a Ray Guard and stand it. If that's stood 2 or more times this turn, you also gain a drive. I love striding in battle phase. It is my favorite hobby. But getting the Excel, mirroring each other's Excel, these guys really are friends. You love to see it. When you both have the exact same Excel marker lineup. One day these guys will show up with switch decks and psych us all out. I can't wait to see it. Ooh, the Jericho as well with front of the Maliaki. You wonder how much of the Maliaki is going to be restanding the same unit again and again and again and again and again to stack up that power. Because at the moment he's not very wide, but I suspect he might be going pretty wide at the moment. He's going to be cutting, and then, yeah, thinking on the call. Presumably you call in the other column, but oh, in the Excel, okay, in the Excel cycle, understandable, I respect it. Discard a Cray Stride, we're going to liberate the Generation Zone, and we're most likely going to be striding, is it busted here? No. Oh, my beloved. What we're going to be seeing here is the original Victoplasma. Victoplasma saying CB2, Pajiba Sona Blast, and if the number of face-up card in your G-Zone is 2 or more, you're going to get drive plus 1, and then get a restand at the end of battle, so you go twin drive. But you're going to be getting so much power distributed amongst this board. It is going to be a very, very scary situation to stare down if you're Largian in this situation. Because I think Largian just kind of hoping that Dayhair doesn't really check a heal. Because if he doesn't, then he can just go for a normal, like, probably a Alexandros, or you could go Alexandros and you could just go Genbolt here, but I think the Genbolt's probably a lot weaker because a lot of the board will have resist. But I'm not gonna lie, I'd be pretty scared if I was Victor here. If I was the Victor player, I'd be praying I can survive, because the thing is you lose 2 drive checks because you don't have the CB to do all the turns, or the CB or the soul for that matter, to do all the buster turns you need. But you're in pretty desperate need here, honestly. There you go, 5k to the Vanguard as well. Brutal for those Excel matchups. But yeah, I think you're really desperate for a hand here, so only going 2 drive checks might just not be enough. But yeah, with the Jarahawk, you're guaranteed to have the 1 more restand, so maybe that comes up clutch. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? First check. Heal trigger, that's humongous. Going down to 4. That is huge. because that just means Elargion's turn is now so much more susceptible to defensives. Especially on things like Glory. And second check. That's a second heal trigger. What a god. He just wants it more. What a god gamer. 2 Victors, 2 VG Victors in the damage zone is unholy work. Yes, there's a world here where... Oh, no, it's triple drive. You're revealing the extra drive check. Judge is going to shuffle up the deck. In fairness, I think a lot of people are so used to get that the thing goes down to 2 drive checks. But, god, what a game state. That double heal is unholy. Yeah, gets the restand. He's going to get the other Maliaki proc. The insane thing is he's going to have the Jerahawk at the end of that. First check critical. Oh my god, and it's right back on top. Right back where we started. Yeah, going to give it to the Maliaki. Second check. Unfortunate, but 1 and 2. So the only thing here now is we're in a bit of a scarier situation, but nonetheless. Yeah, the Bubbable Corporal has got to go. Got to be swinging for. Yep, there you go. You're going to say what's that, 11-16, I believe? No, it must be a bit higher, right? No, it must be extra 5. And you go Counterblast 1. So restand plus 7k. Going to go straight to 18. Maybe not. Is it 20? Ooh, the draw trigger coming out though, but again, Largion being pulled to 5. If I had a nickel for every time this had happened, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot. It's just weird that these two keep doing this, and yet he's going to be pulling out the Glory Maelstrom. Again, looking at the card restrict for the turn. So CB1, act until the end of turn. Your opponent cannot intercept and can only call up to 1 card from his or her hand to Guardian Circle for each battle. If your soul has a card with Maelstrom in its card, your front row also gains plus 10k. So this is really going to be forcing, David to have either a lot of G guards or a lot of very valuable shield. But I suspect he might just be able to do it. Steel Dragon, again Bold Dragon, the return of Dragon Swagger Force. When it's placed, you top 7 for 2 rested units, and then when it attacks, you CB1 flip, and for every 2 rested units, you draw a card, and you choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it, and if you drew 3 or more cards, you stand 2 of your rear guards. So a lot of this is going to be resting units, but there you go, that's the Eldermoss coming out. Eldermoss is going to go Counterblast 1, put a Maelstrom into Soul, and then choose something and give it 5 or 4k. Oh, it also can attack from the back row, it gets 4k. So it doesn't give 4k, it gets 4k. And on place, you can choose a card from your hand, reveal it, and if that card is a Maelstrom, oh sorry, if neither it or your vanguard's a Maelstrom, this gets minus 5k, so you just don't do that. Also, don't play this in non-Maelstrom decks. So yeah, hypothetically, he could have dropped this last turn, or lots of the last 2 turns ago, and just go straight into Glory if he had it. But that might have been a bit too CB heavy for him, so I suspect he might not have for that reason. He's going to take back 1 damage, so the assault begins. Eldermoss going to be swinging, going to be going for the 10k. The Maliaki. That's Riptide Fencer or Flow Fencer? Drifting Flow Fencer, there you go. On attack, top 7 for a Maelstrom. And then when it attacks, if it's a 4th battle and you have a Vanguard with Maelstrom, it gains 5th 15,000. A whole 15 bands. And so it's able to apply that little bit more pressure. It's going to swing. Opponent going to check a defensive though. Goes to 5, but also more importantly goes to 22. Which means a lot of these cards aren't going to be hitting going forward. Ooh, flipping the Engulf Maelstrom. Interesting. So we're going to visit that card if it shows up. And if not, we're probably going to discuss it right after the match ends. But Engulf Maelstrom is one of the spicy attacks, I think, in Premium. It was kind of the focus of the deck when I was trying to build it, because a lot of the late-era Maelstrom was focused around various guard restricts, and I think that might be one of the funniest one of them all for me. Certainly one of my favorites. They're going for the double restart. They're Drifting Flow Fencer and the was it Bubble Stream Corporal or Bubble Beam Corporal? Bubble Beam. I hope that's not the name, but it is very fun to say. First check, Elderboss. Second check, Glory. Third check, Elementaria. Fourth check, that is going to be a ladder. Yeah, because again, we saw the Press Stream Dragon giving the Vanguard +1 drive. Drifting Flow Fence are going to be swinging for 25k at Davis 25. And that's going to still be a lot of power coming out of here. And just going to pass turn. Here we go, Davis is going to draw for turn. And decks are getting small. Again, remember, these are two decks famous for their draws, and especially at this stage, they can get concerningly small. But yeah, I think being Davey, your opponent is on 5. You have 2 CB open. If you're feeling a Mr. Krabs, this could be a favorite champ turn, but I think that might be a little risky. I think for favorite champ, you normally tend to want to kind of like 3 CB open, maybe 4, to kind of really get the most of it. But in this world, there might be where you just need to connect. Ooh, is he eyeing up the winning champ there? Oh, that would be a very interesting decision. And that's my go. We're going to be embodying the Infinite Slash Rush. We're going to be on attack CB2, choose a card from your G-Zone, choose a card from your hand and discard it. At the end of the battle attacked, for each card in your G-Zone, you stand 1 of your rear guards, and if you stood 3 or more, you may discard discard 3 cards from your hand. So you stand, sorry, let me wind back. You CB2, you discard a card from your hand, you choose as many rear guards as units face up in your G-Zone, stand them. If you stood 3 or more, you discard 3 more, you stand the Vanguard, you countercharge, and he gains drive -2. So again, it's going to be a situation where you're really going to want that 3rd CC, but if he's able to manifest it, who just knows, that's going to be a front as well. Oh god, this is our boy going all out. This is the 5-5. You're just going for numbers, baby. 9 connecting, swinging rears. Vanguard's going to be going for fronts here, question mark? It might just be enough. First check, second check. Heal trigger again, coming through. That's a 3rd heal? Please resolve this game. What a god. What an absolute god gamer. Gonna go power to the heal. And then 3rd check is going to be a Golsachi. Nothing to scoff at here. CB1. Discard 1. Gonna stand. There we are. Stand the whole front row. Unfortunately, he can't discard 3. Oh! Wait. Discard 3. There we go. It shows that he can't do it. Oh, 1 moment. There you go, guys. Sorry, just to check in there. See, didn't happen, but it's an easy one to miss, so it's all good. All rectified. And yeah, he's just going to be going in. Yeah, I think he's just poking here. Unfortunately, not being able to kill sucks, but the more important thing here is the fact that Lajian is now having to kill him from 4. Because again, we keep talking about this, but in these matchups, the increment of 1 damage is so important. Because depending on Dave's like his hand here, like what his first damage is, could potentially shut down Lajian's entire turn. And there we go. It's going to be coming up now. We saw it set up last turn. And so we're going to be striding straight into my goat, Ingolf Maelstrom, whose effect is act. You flip a card from your G-Zone face up. And if the number of face-up cards with Maelstrom and card in your G-Zone is 2 or more, he gains 5k in a crit. But wait, there's more. Because also continuously on the Vanguard on the 4th wave only, your opponents cannot call cards from his or her hand to Guardian Circle with grade less than the number of cards with Maelstrom in the card name in your soul during the battle of the attack. So this is what the Elder Moss is for. So you're able to kind of swing and go, I have 3 Maelstroms in soul, you cannot guard from hand. GG, well played, I hope you have Elementaria. And he's going to be blocking a swing that's +1 crit as well. So that card can become really, really punishing later on in the game where you just have to G-guard it. Oh, sorry, no, G-Zone as well. You just have to Elementaria it. It's hand or G-Zone. So if they have, 4 Maelstroms in soul, I'm sorry, buddy. You ain't guarding that one. Shout out Dragon Tree if it ever gets shield. That's 1. The game is at his wave 1. Dying up? No, surely not. Surely not. He wouldn't do this, would he? Come now, no, just swing rears. Just swing rears. There we go. That's going to be wave 2, swinging for 17. Considering the intercept, but there's no point. You know there isn't. There's going to be a 30k swing later. Actually, I think you'd rather drift to go B50 and your opponent is unable to guard your Vanguard. That's a draw trigger, though, which is massive. Absolutely huge. Not just, honestly, not even for the draw, but for the power. He's... oh. Yeah, wave 4 only. He swings at the rear guard. Again, for no reason, so his opponent has to say no guard. When his opponent is done no guarding, Largion is going to swing with 2 crit. G-guard. How many Maelstroms in soul? Sec. There we go. With only 2 Maelstroms in soul, the Dogen Titan is going to be coming out here. You hope that's going to be enough? And the Golsachi to the pass, he says, first check, create all effects, second check, nothing, third check, heal all effects. He's going to be healing down to 1. His opponent is going to be going to 6 damage. Incredible game with Largian getting his revenge this time around. Oh, exposure, Jesus. And so, guys, we're going to take a short break after that incredible rematch. And we'll see you guys in just a few minutes back for round 4 of Swiss. Just 4 more rounds of Swiss to go, and then top 8 finale. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Take care, guys. Alright guys, welcome back to BCS France, to round 4. I've got an insane matchup for you guys. So, we're going to get to see a deck we don't get to see often. We're going to be transitioning over to the fight screen in just a moment. Our players are going to be deciding who's going to be going first, and as soon as they're good to go, they're going to go live. We have 7 Racer on Crest Rose versus my GOAT, Monster Lunch, sitting on a cool, calm, and collected Glendios list. My freaking GOAT. So this is going to be a really, really interesting matchup. I love seeing it. And so guys, do stay tuned. We're going to be getting started in just a moment. So we're just going to have to social media this one before the game starts because it's suddenly going to be something else. There we go. We're going to be ready to go in just a moment. There we are. And so we're going to be ready to go in just a moment. As soon as the players are good to go, we're going to be getting started. We're going to be getting started right now. Yes, sir, I've got to media that social. And so we're going to be getting started with Peter the Ghosty versus my GOAT. Oh, my GOAT is on Glendios. I'm so happy. Holy crap. So good. CT, the most important thing here is a starter, okay? It's Sprout Delito Lucci. He is very cool and has a goofy name, and I love him for it. But also, the thing here is that, like, Link Joker is going to try and permalock Eraser's board. Because the main interesting thing here is, like, Eraser's going to try not to give us too much of a board, while Monster Lunch's goal is going to be to kind of sit back, hang tight, let him commit the board, punish him for doing so, restrict his attack patterns to make it easy for him to survive, and then, most importantly, later on, never mind, his goal is going to be to survive. Homie's going to fight for his life, okay? And so, what we're going to be seeing here is a lot of glare, but beyond the glare... The thing here is going to effectively be that, like, he's going to try and hang back, try and bait out his opponent's Messiah, and then once Eraser has burned his Messiah, then he's able to kind of clap back fully, because so long as the option for Messiah exists, Monster Lunch is somewhat behind, because at any point Eraser can just go negate his entire advantage, right? So it's going to be really, really interesting seeing how he decides to address this, but normally a more, like, paced approach, where you try and slowly, like, potentially... You could potentially try and double Avalanche, I just feel like that's a little risky. Because odds are you're not winning through damage here. You're winning, you're probably going to try and go for a War of Attrition against Granblue because they can't put things back infinitely. And you just hope that you limit their board enough to where they never fully recover. But the main thing we're going to be able to see here as well is their European debut, let's call it, of a lot of V-Client collection cards. So for example, on the Vanguard is Star Vader Magna Hollow, which is one place. If you have a Vanguard with Star Deleter, you CB1 search your deck for a reverse unit, which is pretty cool. The second effect's a Rig effect, so it doesn't really concern us, but yeah, here we sit. But you're going to call the Craving Claw, you're going to top 5 for a Star Vader. Again, interesting card. So a lot of Craving Claw, I think a lot of people get kind of, as a concept, confused with Demolition Dragon, because Demolition Dragon just draws you a card, right? All reliable, always good to draw. The thing with Craving Claw is it top 5s for a Star Vader, which means that the thing with Link Joker is the hand quality on average tends to actually be fairly low in terms of defensive options. Offensively, it could have a lot more control, but defensively, it normally doesn't have too much going on. Unfortunately, most of that comes down to the Cosmic Eagle, which I don't believe we're seeing in Monster Lunch's hand just yet. But I'll tell you what I am seeing is a lot of spice, because what a lot of Link Joker players, well, exclusively Glendios players have started running is a couple of old cards, so shout out to you Zero Heads out there. The main one that's kind of interesting is a card called Rubidium, whose effect is you can retire it on Guardian Circle. So effectively what you do you call him to Guardian, you pop him, and then if your Vanguard is Glendios, you then basically reroute to one of your... you get to reroute to one of your reverse units. And then you got Gladius with the Force Marker coming out. Because, yeah, you're going to slowly start beating, but you're not, I don't think you're often killing them through damage. But the Zirconium, my beloved, on play, CB1, call the top card of your deck as locked. If it's called to the back row, he gains 10k, and you draw a card. And if you have a locked unit, your opponent has a locked unit, and your opponent is grade 3 or greater, your Vanguard is going to become 2 critical until the end of... Oh, not until the end of turn, for as long as it's in effect. It's continuous effect. So you guys would have seen a lot of this during Freeze Ray control earlier on in the season, and now that's coming up again. And oh, we're actually seeing the, I think it's Worldline Dragon, I believe, used to be a starter, now a grade 1 in V. The main thing with it is it used to be at the start of every turn, discard a card, top 5 for a Link Joker, but now it's on play, Soul Blast 1, discard a reverse, and you can top 7 for up to 2 Starvaders and add them to your hand, shuffle the deck. So it's a pretty intense deck then, which is something you don't often see, especially in control decks like this. But you have a situation where you keep searching your reverses, you keep filtering your Starvaders, and so on and so forth, and hopefully you end up with a pretty small deck by the end of it, but the Zirconium plus the Craving Claw is about as good as it's going to get for you. So you love seeing it as the Link Joker player here. Monster Lunch having the time of his life. Oh, actually, yeah, my apologies. That is correct Rose, not even Crest Rose. That's my mistake. They're so good, so used to this format being Crest Rose. But yeah, no, Peter the Ghostly should have been a giveaway. What rooming with 4 Crest Rose mains does to a man. I forgot that Rose has other starters. What do you mean your deck doesn't run 4 shades? Like, what do you mean? That's illegal. Rose decks aren't allowed to do that. But yeah, it's going to be the Guardian take plus. It says 2 to pass. Is Monster Launch going to say, and what? It's pretty close to it, actually. He's going to check a critical trigger. Most likely going on the, what's the Himiko reverse in this case? Or are you going to, no, probably Zirconia, right? He's eyeing it up. He's considering it. The thing is, remember for the link for Glendios, the opponent has to be at 4 damage. Yeah, because for those actually, wait, is that my misremembering? I must be remembering the wrong Glendios. So, effectively, what you care about here is at the beginning of the main phase, if you have 5 or more, if you have 5 or more cards in your damage zone and your opponent has 5 or more locked cards, you win. So you know that the odds of Monster Launcher not taking damage is actually pretty low. He's probably going to keep it just to the point where he can not die and still give himself the space to be able to... Oh, also sending his opponent to 3 is very nice. He just wants the space to be able to put his opponent to a full lock board after a Messiah and then survive a turn. That's really his game plan here. Although, I will say, if I get to see World End on stream, man, those SEC victors aren't going to be buying themselves. There we go, yeah, it's going to be the Beatrice Rite. Is this more of a Beatrice toolbox then? Okay, so we're seeing the Beatrice Rite. We're going to add the Protect Marker to our hand. Discard Soul Blast the Bone here. Probably looking to revive the ship. Yeah, we're going to try and stabilize here. Thankfully, you're going to capitalize on the fact that Monster Launch either isn't running on or isn't seeing Freeze Ray. We know he's not running it, but unfortunately his opponent might not. A lot of Link Joker players, especially the list at top recently, I believe it was in America, has had a... Oh, sorry, no, it was not America, it was Cardiff. I was there. The Cardiff player, I believe, did play Freeze Ray, so people might still be expecting that list. So they might be considering this to be a soft break. But I think in this case you just try and push a little bit, because you know you're going to be pushed back. So I think you're just going to keep... Because they're just going to swing Ray, all triggers Ray and then try and swing for game, because you're going to try and choke your opponent out. Especially in Grand Blue, where, like, once they run out of CB, they're going to always leave themselves at 1. But once they run out, they need the Jessie. So you're kind of just, like, preying on your opponent just not having it. And, I mean, you're going to get a very telling situation depending on whether his opponent decides to... Whether Racer here decides to mill that or not. Because, yeah, we know for a fact that he is, of course, on Jessie, but... Not seeing it just yet. We have to assume it must be in his hand. Gosh, yeah, no, must be in his hand because we're not seeing it in the deck. It's certainly not in the drop zone. mean, it's not on the soul. Unless you missed it. Unless I went to damage and I missed it, but I suppose. Yeah, not locking the Tommy there is suddenly a decision. So the thing with the... I suspect the one thing is made because a lot of the old reverse units don't get to interact with it too much. So once it goes to bind, it's kind of gone. So it's not a case for repeated locking, which might be difficult here. Because I think Eraser might try and drag this out and kind of run Monster Launch out of reverses. But I think it might be a bit of a weird struggle for him, because I don't think a lot of people are very aware of how to play into Glendios or around Glendios. So I think that what's been happening is Monster Launch has been kind of exploiting that weakness in players, knowing full well that, you know, they're not going to be able to do it, so you kind of want them to make the mistake. Although, interesting enough, one of the things we've seen Monster Launch lean towards is he's cut the Avalanche down to 1 and effectively used that slot in order to fit in a glue ball play, like a pair of glue balls, which is an interesting decision to be sure, because the thing with glue ball is it gives you a full board lock, which Avalanche doesn't really, but Avalanche does give you the alternate win con for Egog, so it means there's no Egog here, no Bayon, which I think is the really scary option, because I wonder what his matchup into Crest deck is looking like. Because Bayon is your main out for that normally as Link Joker, because matching your opponent's power when they stride forces your opponent to either not stride, which, I mean, has its own kind of ones that you're opening, or you do stride and you kind of accept that you need triggers for your rear guards to hit, or you need them to gain power, which some decks aren't capable of doing. Yeah, Eraser just going for the setup. I think he's going to try and blow his opponent up later on. I think he's going to try and farm hand and set up game states where he's always like within a crit of game, just so that Monster Launch is always on the edge. Because like we said earlier, the thing with Link Jokers, their hand quality is fairly low defensively. For example, here, you know, Monster Launch gets the defensive, but unfortunately for him, not live. So he gets the 10k, but the heal doesn't do it. If the heal had, maybe we'd have a different conversation right now. But at the moment, we're going to be having a pretty tricky one. Yeah, he's going to be G-guarding again. Unfortunately, Link Joker's G-guards just aren't fantastic. Yeah, we're going to be seeing the Cosmo Wreath here. Yeah, trying to manage the end picks, but you're not doing a staggering amount here. Yeah, CB1, when it's a Guardian Circle, you can lock one of your units, I believe. Oh no, so you just CB1, and then your opponent chooses a card from their back row and locks it, and if they do, this gains plus 5k. Just try and eye it up, and unfortunately he can't choose it. Because I think it's, even though his opponent chooses, it's still his card effect, so I don't think it's affected. So yeah, I think he's just changing his G-guard when he's like, oh wait, that doesn't work. Wait, hang on a moment, that doesn't work. So since the game state is still reversible, I think they're just letting... They're just reading like, wait, hang on, that's... Hang on a minute, that's illegal. That's a crime. Because the thing I wonder is... I wonder how much he wants to be committing Magna Hollows at this stage in the game, because they are your best beater, but unfortunately it means you're losing all of your reverse units, and if I remember correctly, a lot of the later Glendios strides require you to pop reverse units. So I'd imagine Monster Launch might be waiting till after that to start kind of getting rid of them, but I also don't know how much Magna Hollow is going to be coming up in this matchup. Because his hand is small, and I don't believe he's got any in there, because we saw one go to either damage zone or remove from play earlier. I believe his first damage was a Magna Hollow, he rode one. So at most he has 2 more, and he's just like not really been seeing them off of his top 7s and top 5. So I wonder what's going to be happening here actually. There you go. Yeah, he's going to start swinging rear guards here. Yeah, just trying to deny his opponent, I think. Surely he's not giving him the 4th damage, right? Surely. Surely he wouldn't do something that silly, would he? He might be. Ooh, interesting card. So also, what we're also getting here is another card that Zero heads remember, which is going to be Star Vader, I believe it's Rune Magician, saying CB1 when it's placed on rearguard. If you have a Link Joker Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do choose a card from your drop zone with reverse and its card name, for each different rearguard you have with reverse and its card name, put it into your hand. So you have 2, you add 2, you have 1, you add 1, etc, etc, etc. But you have 5, you add 5, makes you wish you were Dieliner. Because at the moment, what's going to be happening is we're going to be seeing the Omega Loops. I believe that's Omega Loop. I want to say it's Omega Loop, and I believe, no, it is Omega Fall. My apologies then. Omega Fall Glandios is going to be having the option of CB1 dealing himself damage, but more importantly, choose a card from your damage from your same card name as this unit from your G zone trying to face up. So Jeepers Solar Blast, then choose 2 of your rear guards with reverse in their card name and retire them. So remember, Pete, this is what we were talking about earlier. This is going to be retired from there, and your opponent chooses as many cards as possible from their damage zone. Call them as locked cards, and for each locked card, they choose the same number of cards from their drop zone and put them to the damage zone face up. But all of your opponent's locked cards do not unlock during their next end phase. So you give them CC3 but lock the board for it, which is not an insignificant thing for Grand Blue right now, because it effectively forces a Messiah Stride, which is a damn near vanilla turn. Which is, again, a really, really, really scary position to be in if you're Eraser right now. It's so strange. Sometimes I forget like people's first names, then you have to just go off of their usernames, and sometimes it doesn't roll off the tongue. But here, what you're going to be looking at is you're looking at the Call 3, and the thing is, you know for a fact that Monster Launch has a couple of Zirconiums in hand, and unfortunately no CC. That is, again, one thing that Bring Back Zinc, she has done nothing wrong. But yeah, here, you're going to show us a reverse card. Before you activate the effect, you're going to pop them. You're going to give us 3 locked cards, which means at most, our opponent is going to have 1 card available, which is really nothing for a Grand Blue turn. For a combo deck that really relies on having both of its front rows open. Oh? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? There we go, he's opting to go over the end picks here, and then choosing 3 cards from his drop zone and putting them into the damage zone. There we go, yeah, just reminding there. He's going to put 3, but the interesting thing is as well is, like, until you heal, you're also taking these cards out of circulation, which for a deck like Grand Blue is actually brutal. Because right now what he's staring at is he's looking at a board that is Omega locked, okay? 3 cards going to the damage zone, which means he's minus 3 cards in drop zone, which means even if he manages the Skull Dragon, it's weaker. Later on, if he tries to Bartho, it's smaller. And the thing is, Monster Launch can just do this again next turn. And if he's given 1 CB, that Ruin Magician is happening, baby. It's just happening. You are not beating this. And if you push him to 5 now, even a Messiah forces game. Yeah, the double SP, so what a crazy effect. What an insane stride. You gotta respect the cards. Like, Link Joker is such an odd deck, or such an odd nation, or clan, but probably one of my favorites, just because of little interactions like these. These are absolutely nuts. Like, they're just so powerful. Yeah, it's gonna be a triple draft coming out there. Yeah, it swings with the grip, but it doesn't even matter, you know? Because you're just going to be swinging, you just want to, considering the poke, you're going, oh yeah, sure, I'll swing right here. Because hey, the opponent technically has an intercept, right? Oh? What are we considering here? Yeah, no, we're just letting it happen. And then we're going to say pass turn over to our opponents. Omega Fall going back to the G-Zone as Eraser returns to nothingness. Yeah, he's looking at his stride. He's going, am I going to have to go Messiah here? And Monster Launch is saying, buddy, please do. Because although he's going to have to eat a full combo turn, that doesn't really matter. If you get to climb back with 3 locked cards, double Zirconium, lock their entire board, no more Messiahs. Do not pass go, do not collect 200, and now you have 1 turn to make it count. And he's saying liberate the Generation Zone, and he will Generation Stride into his only output here, which is the Bad Bounty. Again, when you have no rear guards, what's left but to go face? Because as all former Vanguard players know, or Hearthstone players know, face is the place. So he's going to be calling the most... Is he going to try and go with Jesse here? I don't know if I go with the Jesse on pretense of no CB. But actually, no, you probably go Jesse, swing Bad Bounty, and then give all the power to Jesse, Jesse effect from there. Just so you can ensure that you have that 3 face-up damage. Not that it super matters, because, I mean, the Glenn is going to be able to do it, but it just frees up your resources. But I weirdly enough, the no Messiah is a dangerous proposition. But the thing is that guarantees that you're not going to get Omega Fall next turn. 2 PGs is nothing to scoff at. 1 damage is unfortunate. It is a bit sad. But the thing as well here is I believe what Monster Lunch might be forced to do here is go for his second Mega Lanius Stride. We might be looking at the Omega Loop here, which is going to be CB2 and G Persona Blast. And if you have a hard card with Glendios, for each of your reverse units, they call a card to lock, or they choose a card on the rearguard cycle and put the top card of their deck as locked on it. Although, in fairness, there's also a card that can exist until Eraser is closer to deck out, because you're effectively able to mill them 5, which is pretty scary. Because right now the situation that Monster Lunch is putting him in is like, at the end of his turn everything unlocks, so he's not going to Messiah. He wants to bait the second Omega Fall, because if he does, then he Messiahs and the game is just over. Because Monster Lunch doesn't survive 2 turns, there's none in this state. Which means he's in a position where if Eraser leaves a standing rearguard, he can hope it's enough, but his opponent is just going to save the Messiah for it. And the second Eraser drops the Messiah, him not dropping it here is actually like a pretty big power play. Because it means Monster Lunch's turn on also like really awkward now. So you go 1-2 crit to the Skull Dragon. It's going to be a Skull Dragon swing, big numbers. Not as big as it could be though, and that's going to be, unfortunately, 2 damage. Like we were talking about hand quality, sometimes it's just not enough. And today is one of those days. And so guys, what we're probably going to be doing is, unfortunately, we're going to go talk to the Glendios players. I think he had a bit of a rough one. Unfortunately, like we said, Lincoln Joker doesn't have the best hand quality when it comes to defense, but it is doing everything that it can. And so, I believe they're actually X2 now, but they were X1 going into this round, I believe, so both players are X1. Oh, rather, Eraser is X1, Monster Lunch is X2. And so, what we're probably going to do is we're going to take a little break. We're going to have a look at some decks that are available to us, and we're going to be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys. Round 5? 5? We'll be starting very, very soon. Give us 5-10 minutes, get a coffee, get a drink. We'll be right back. See you in a few minutes, guys. Take care. Alright guys, welcome back to round 5 of BCS France. Unfortunately, we might have picked another washed out matchup for you guys. So what we're going to be looking at right now is going to be Tam versus Guy, which is going to be a pretty nifty matchup, but unfortunately, might be a pretty one-sided one. So we've got another Bermuda Triangle versus Narukami. So it's going to be Riviere versus, I would assume, Vowing Saber? But we're going to find out in just a moment. Again, Tam, one of the best players going around in Europe right now, and he clearly putting his name out there. Being, I believe he's X and 1? Either XO or X1. He's on table class, I'm assuming he's 1. So I would have to assume he's still an XO player, which 5 rounds into a BCS is nothing to scoff at. Yeah, we're going to be looking at Vowing Saber versus Riviere list. One of the more, let's call it dominant matchups in the format right now. Because if Guy sees his pieces, Tam is not going to be having a very fun time here. But, you know, I hope everybody enjoys their time on stream, you know? You never know where you're going to suffer from. But yeah, I did catch a glimpse of a couple Revengers doing pretty well here. And I still remember what I said yesterday, if the Revenger player wins, or if the winner is one of the grade 3 crests, I will end up buying 4 secret rare victors to ease my suffering. But yeah, we're already starting to see the V Riviere rush coming out. And we're also going to see some of the old support cards. So for example, we're going to see Courage, which is choose a Bermuda Triangle Cadet Riviere on your rearguard circle, put it into your soul, search your deck for a Mermaid Idol Riviere or a Super Idol Riviere, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. If the card put into your hand is Mermaid Idol, so that's a grade 1, you write it as stand, and then you're able to go to this grade 2 from there. So yeah, your grade 1 here, for example, is going to be your Mermaid Idol Riviere, which is going to Soul Blast 1. And so you can do this from hand, and when you look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, you choose up to a card with Riviere in its name, so you're going to choose the grade 3, and then with any luck, if you're God's favorite that day, you can then go ahead and show us the Selena, which will let you write the grade 2 immediately. So when Tam is going to be writing his grade 1, his opponent's already going to be on a grade 3. So Riviere going first here is devastating for Tam. You absolutely hate to see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 6 and 7? Are we hitting a hit here? Surely you wouldn't do this. Don't forget, friends don't let friends with Rivieres. And Golden Key is going to be following suit on that. Because he's going to be probably rewriting again. Honestly, you're just going to keep filtering your deck, because this deck is all about them drive checks, and it wants them fast. It's going to go effect. And that's the Selena right in hand. He's going to show it to his opponent. Tam is like, bro, no way. No shot. Come on, man. Unfortunately, this is one of the matchups in this game which we would call a hard counter. Because, yeah, the moment he rides it, he's going to ride the grade 2 Super Idol Riviere, which basically says that you can ride it from hand. And on rearguard, you can stand it every time a Riviere is placed, but all you really care about is calling 2 Mermaid Rivieres from soul. But you don't do that here, because you're going to be adding turn, you're going to be doing it, writing it, drawing a card, calling your 2, and then you're going to pass turn on a calm board. Yeah, Tam out here with a SpongeBob sleeves, knowing exactly what to do, showing him the Messiah, adding it to the hand, and he's just going to try and make it work, I guess. At least he checks his trigger, at least he knows how to do that. Ooh! So the draw trigger here is nice, but the most important thing that we see leave the board here, because we're going to see a lot of History Stride as well, because, you know, why not? Why would we have a brick? Is it basically lets you have give your Vanguard as Riviere, gives your whole board resist, which is absolute devastation going into a Narukami matchup. Narukami just cannot deal with that at all. No ifs, ands, or buts. Okay, he's considering the history stride, but it's going to be a Riviera. Do you really want to do it? Oh my god. Going straight for the history stride here. Just honestly, shield in hand is the most important thing here. You're going to go double force marker. There you go, reminding him that you do need to put 2 force markers somewhere, buddy. And then he's going to say CB1 and return a card to the hand and draw a card. That's a heal as well that's being drawn there. Yeah, that's the grey 2. Easy money. And then on top of that, what an incredible hand. Oh my goodness. You're going to see him bounce a card to hand. Going to be bouncing everything he can manage. Oh, I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but no effect here. Oh, I see, unless time to start abusing those force markers. I think the placement might be a little precarious, but no, never count out too early. It's going to be a damage check there. That's a blank. Vanguard swinging. That's going to be a perfect guard. Again, you're already so far behind in terms of tempo, you really don't want to be taking this too early. 1 Riviera, 2 Riviera, 3 Riviera. Unfortunately, that is not a trigger. We're going to bounce 1 to hand and we're going to call 1 out. It's going to be another grade 2. And again, what we're going to be calling out here is going to be the Super Idle Riviera. The main important thing for us here is we want to double check the stride here. So you choose a rear guard master. Yeah, and then you just return the same card to the board, no matter what. It's going to be running a Spark Race here, and there you go. And what is the Spark Race going to find? It's going to be a Vowing Saber reverse. The thing here is, if Golden Gi can manage that Riviera ride, it might just be curtains here for Tam. Because I think he's currently in a rush to just make sure he finds that grade 1. And if he doesn't, Tam might be able to come back into this in a pretty serious way. Just trying the Tiro, there is actually like evil unhinged work. Because Tam just like can't put that much pressure on, he just can't. Can you believe that these strides aren't grade 3 restricted? That's crazy. I can't believe they didn't think of that at the time. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the counterblast 1. Yep, bounce a card to your hand and draw. Again, what is plussing? I hardly know her. Yep, that's going to be the grade 2 right there. Yeah, that board is a breakfast of champions right there. Everything you could possibly want on a board. So yeah, it's gonna swing rear, bot deck the entire family, and then just send them back. Don't worry about Riviera, she has a lot of sisters. go, and that's going to be one swing for 20. Yes, 20, 40, and what? What, 26, 36? Oh god, first check, critical trigger, of course it's going to be. Crit Van, Power Vanguard, second check, third check. Unfortunately, that's going to be 2 damage. It's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. The heal coming up there is huge, actually. Means that Tam now has the ability to potentially take a hit if he wants to. Because now that he's only taking 2 damage and being on 0 drive checks, he's not expecting anything extra. Although I'd imagine if you're Tam, you would definitely almost want to guard this. Because you're now in a position where you're going to slowly be able to stabilize. Because, again, Golden Key has not found that grade 1 yet. The trouble is it's a 2-off and we've already seen one of them. So it's not an ideal position to be in. There's one there somewhere. See, I wonder if there's a Wolverine pass turn here. Because if you put them on 4, you give them the Devouring Reverse turn, but like full power. Which, I don't know, I feel like I would personally find quite frightening, but, I mean, you know, Golden Gee's certainly feeling confident. Oh. Oh no, it's try -2, so yeah, check the crit. Yeah, unfortunately that's just going to be, again, when you give them the 1 pass and they hit it, it just be that way sometimes. But, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to change. Apologies for the short one. We didn't realize it was going to be into Narukami. So it's one of the faster matchups in the format. But guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back very, very soon with round 6. I have an idea of a deck, guys. If the guy's still playing, we might get the only Dragonic Overlord player in the room. So guys, don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys very, very soon. I might come on just to hang out a little bit between rounds fairly soon. But until then, stay safe, get yourself a drink, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Take care, guys. Alright, guys. There we go. Let's try that again. Ah, we're exposed. Jesus. Welcome back, everybody. We woke up from a long sleep. And we're going to be hopping into round 6.
Jesus, we're round 6 already.
Yeah. We're going to have Brian versus Andrew playing Link Joker versus Neonectar. I believe you said the Neonectar is an Enos player, right?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Somebody you know personally? Or?
Yeah, actually, in a Discord with them, so, get to play test them quite a
Ferry
bit.
from the locals.
Quite
Oh, Pete would be so happy. Silence. I will not have this attitude. No, I will not have these rancid vibes in my vicinity. This stuff is based.
Yeah, but, like... I don't know. I prefer the control build.
Same, but you know.
Based France.
Oh. No, incorrect.
That would have been...
Oopsie. There we are.
That's the one.
It's happening now. There we go. We're gonna be swinging again. Camouflage is gonna be one of those like really easy early games, but it might actually like have really small decisions factoring a lot. And what we're seeing here is okay, that's actually huge.
Okay, the ladder going damage is a little unfortunate.
And he finds a freeze ray. But no, the important thing is that we're seeing the Chaos Breaker close, which we need some of the American lists kind of popularize.
Yeah.
Because the important thing is, like, unlike Crisis, which is more similar to the V1, which is more the evolution of the original Chaos, this one has an on place, you discard a Star Vader, and when you write all stride a Star Vader card, you do pay that cost. If you do, you Soul Charge 1 and you lock a Ray Guard, or lock of your opponents, and then you can Soul Blast 1 when it's discarded from the hand, and if you have a hard card with Chaos, they choose a card from their hand and call it down as locked. So you can ensure that you always have the resources you need, you always have the stride fodder, and you're always going to have more locked cards on the board than normal. And here we go.
But I mean, like, into Neonectar, like, it's just a bunch of tokens, though. And they just poof.
It is, but you can start forcing because of close, what that does in a situation where Neonectar exists, is it creates a board state wherein what effectively ends up happening is Neonectar can't afford to popularize the board with tokens because you're constantly calling over their things. Because, for example, if I look at 2 front rows, right? Like, do your tokens matter, really? Because, like, yeah, I can pop them, but that just leaves open circles. Because that means that if you choose to give them tokens, you start being able to control where the Zirconium calls go.
Yeah.
And when you have things like Photon, it's actually really easy to, like, ping things specifically.
Are you also seeing what I'm seeing in the hand? So, no funny business, at least.
That's
Brian.
honestly okay, because the thing with Link Joker generally is it doesn't often kill on Elder Breath turns.
No.
Like, it doesn't really have that aggressive push, which is why some Link Joker builds start leaning towards a purple OT. Because the argument is if you're trying to win the long game, a heal guarantees the long game, right? But sometimes there are just game states, like you've experienced as well today, where sometimes you do just need that. Because sometimes Elder will just win you the game, right? So, like, you don't want to rob yourself of that feeling. Because sometimes you don't want to accidentally damage deny yourself because your opponent will just choke you out.
And here comes the NS. Can be pretty big, pretty quickly. NS in combination with stuff like this machining gun, like sorta.
If he's on it, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Which, I don't know, NS's build that I'm not on it. Also, I have insider knowledge, I know it's on it.
You're like, I don't know what's on it. Also, I know the guy.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, I have befriended him long ago.
yes.
But the sad part is the one thing that Chaos Breaker Close isn't good for is your barrier end, for example. That's not a Star Vader. Neither is Cosmic Dawn.
Yeah.
So your more setup generic strides actually don't benefit from it too much. So you might find Brian kind of neglecting quote-unquote better strides in favor of a bit more utility. Which would be an interesting one to see because, yeah, Ines is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
See how big this NS is already? Jesus. That's
But-
terrifying.
I think both of these players are currently X1, I believe, right, or X2.
I believe that X2.
Because God bless all my love to Chaos Breaker Dragon, but I'd be very surprised if Chaos was X1 in France, especially in Katrina country.
Yeah.
DC's Katrina country. No, not the Legion, Rare.
Got no Legion. No Legion, mate.
No, don't matter. Let's go to the source. Free lock. That's it right there. That's a big ass secret.
It's
Probably I can pull it on screen, but for some reason the
It's a secret.
Legion rares don't like it.
Yeah,
But
it's a
you just call
secret.
the normal, and it should be absolutely fine. Photon, of course, when you place it on Ray Guard, if you vanguard as a Star Vader, and your opponent has a lock card, you just lock a card. Yeah, just for free. Because there's going to be a pretty slow turn out of Andrew, but I think this turn is all about hand farming, really.
Yeah. But you do want to put a little bit of pressure on now, just before this freeze ray does come out, because freeze ray is going to make it very awkward for you. It's going to
Yeah.
like limit your attacks quite a lot. It's going to...
And it's going to make your like crit distribution really awkward. It's going to mean basically you either never take a crit, or you accept that if you give a crit, the turn is over.
Yeah.
So you have to be kind of convinced that you're going to hit more than one, normally.
I mean, also, even if you do, like, split the crits up,
Well, the
the
first
one
thing
that
it
you
hits
give
will
the...
just...
Yeah, it's just going to poof.
Cosmic Dawn, my go, top 7. So the funny thing is, for those who aren't aware, this card, so it goes top 7, call 2 cards as locked, and then you can unlock as many cards as you want, or return as many locked cards as you want to your hand. And for every card return, I believe you lock something.
Yes, that is correct.
And the funny thing, though, is you can utilize things like your Cosmic Ray Eagle. It's the one that your G-Guard promo that locks Ray Guards on the board. Because they don't unlock till the end of your turn, you are then able to bounce them as well with Cosmic Dawn. You get to filter your deck for whatever you want to basically build a hand. And you get to disrupt your opponent. All for the low price of Counterblast 1. It doesn't flip, unfortunately, but...
No, but it does also have to attack, sometimes you don't want to attack. What if your deck's too smooth? That's not happening. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I said that. But, are we bouncing them, or are we unlocking them? What are we doing here? I believe we're just unlocking them.
We seem to be feeling very confident, so you know what? Sure, we bowl.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like
Nope,
locking
he said
it
no
really
guards.
does
He said
anything.
first check, he said second check, he said third check.
Ooh,
And
blanks.
his deck said, you are Star Vaders. Watch this space.
Draw trigger's pretty good too.
Draw trigger is exceptional, actually. His deck just went, know your place, you are Chaos Breaker Dragon. 5k, 5k, 10k.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth, kid.
And now we are swinging into the...
If you don't stop talking silly nannies, I'm gonna keep giving you 5ks. You best be thankful you're not getting straw in grade 3s for Christmas.
This list isn't on the loop, is it? This isn't on the loop, is it? You don't know about the loop?
No, this ain't it, no. That card would need him to be on Messiah right now. We need to have a deleter. Nah, this is as vanilla Chaos Breaker as they come.
It's kind of sad.
I mean, technically, I think the loop is like a bit of a cringe list personally, but I understand people
I
liking
mean,
it.
like, it's like any loop is a little bit cringe sometimes.
Play Grand Blue Crest Silence. How did you win your game on stream today?
It's not infinite though.
Neither is that one.
The freeze ray one is. Oh no, the Messiah one is.
Take deck count.
Just put more cards back in your deck.
Oh, just cheap rolls.
But it could go on forever. If you had an infinite deck, it wouldn't stop.
Oh, checks the defensive as well.
Pretty good.
I don't think you risk taking the crit here, don't know, because you don't want to no-go, because if he goes crit, 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 like... And, like, yeah, I know it's unlikely, but I don't think you want to go out like that, right? Because, like, you're not killing next turn. No way. Not through that.
No. I think here you should make another quarter tokens, right? There's not really anything in the drop zone at the moment that Logov wants to grab. The ladder's still in damage, so... Yeah, it is just a port of tokens.
Do you reckon there's ever a world where you just go for, like... take damage just so your opponent can't heal out next turn? Can't heal out the ladder? Like, I know this is too late, because, like, he would... Well, any damage he would take, he would be after his opponent checks a heal, right? But... Unless he just says no guards. First check an Elma, second check... His third check critical trigger. That will end the turn, but...
I think you... Okay.
Yeah, but whatever he locks, he just... Draw trigger is huge, but yeah, just gonna lock the thing, yeah. Poof.
Second check. Poof.
Yeah, no, you want to Vanguard.
Yeah.
I think that's
like,
fine.
Wants the damage in, you know?
Because now he's in a position to heal as well.
Like, either way, like putting the crit on the rear, that rear will just get poofed anyway.
Yeah.
So you might as well just like put it on Vanguard, get the damage in now, rather than like having that.
Yeah, I think it's what going for the couple final.
Yeah. Just deciding which tokens he actually wants to boof. I don't think it matters too much.
Ooh, next level's a heal as well. That's unfortunate.
I mean, it's fine.
Well, it's more like he's probably in a position where he wants to start checking them, right? So,
Yeah.
Like, the funny thing is this deck can just go to Cosmodor now and just deck thin and just try and hit more heals. Because the deck does that. Like, it can just do that.
Okay, going into
That's
the
going to be
Chaos
Chaos
Breaker now
Breaker
makes
Dragon.
sense.
Chaos Breaker Dragon, discarding close, starting, I'd imagine, Universe?
I don't see why it would be anything else. Maybe.
Oh, Barrier Land.
Maybe Barrier Land. Maybe you want to wait a little bit more for the Barrier Land.
But Barrier Land isn't a Starvader, is it?
Does it matter? You are a.
It matters for...
Yeah, but you copy the name anyway, right?
No, it's checks you stride. If I'm correct, you stride a Great Fall with...
I thought it was just a hot card as well.
Stride. Yeah, when a unit with Starvader stride. Yeah, when your G unit with Starvader in its original card name strides. So not.
Yeah, but it's Stride Bearer skill.
It's when it's discarded for stride.
No, when it's discarded, it's if you have a heart with kills.
Oh, sure. Oh yeah. I'm goofy. Yeah, ignore me. I'm silly.
Simply silly with it.
Straight slick with it. Yeah, no, so after this round, we're going to have one more round of Swiss and cutting into a top 8 cut. So, yeah, again, like, European attendance has been, like, up across all scenes. I believe France might be the only event where it isn't up.
Yeah.
But I think it might just be a case of it being close proximity to other events, so I think people just kind of have a busy schedule.
This is like a scary board state to be in.
Oh, yeah. This is PG or GG for O'Brien. Like, Brian's suddenly going, like, if you don't have it and you can't guard this, you are dead meat, brother.
Yeah. Doesn't look like having it.
That's 20k, 2 crit, that's what? 28, 38, 48, 56, 2 crit? 3 crit?
Yeah, and it looks like we're having the hard guard.
Oh. So 56 against 11. needs 45k shield for one pass.
13.
Sorry.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah. 13. So he needs 45k for one pass.
Could just be dropping a full 60 here, is what it looks like.
That's
And it's
only 2 pass.
73, 2 pass.
pass
I mean,
on.
it's fine. One more.
Making a 3 pass, I'd
Make
imagine.
it 3.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
3
making
pass.
it a 3.
First check. Unfortunate. Second check. That's a critical trigger. Probably zirconium here.
Yeah. So,
Oh, of course. No, it's 4 crit. That's why. Because it's zirconium on the board as well.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Heal
Does not
doesn't
heal.
go off.
Another one. That's 5 damage now.
So unfortunate. Oh. I think our damage is bugged. Unfortunate. It's fine. We'll try and bring the damages back later. We might end up restarting the stream after this round quickly just to bring it back.
Yeah, hopefully that fixes it.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, like,
I
now we're
love
going back
OBS.
into the cat turn. It's like, I guess it's fine. You just rewrite stride again, maybe. Maybe you go. It's like not really like anything that good you can do in this position. Everything's like kind of whatever.
Like, Rizka, do you have a stride that kills here, do you think, for that hand? Because I don't think so, personally.
No.
Because if anything comes up, you just drop a Lady Battler, the Lady Searcher, pop a front row after there's something, you take the force marker off the other one, and you're done.
I mean, like, just go for the cat again. Yeah, like, it's 3 attacks, but it's like 3 good, like, numbers.
I think the sad part here is you're watching Katrina basically have to, like, waste itself. Because
Yeah.
Decathlon 2 is not really it.
No, but depending on what we're grabbing here, like, maybe we can, like, get in log off plus some token makers and then log off to get back some heals, maybe just to live the turn. Also, these plants are still big. Yeah.
Player who register for the second level 3, please come to the catch table. Les joueurs qui sont inscrits pour le troisième, cinquième pas
They're dropping a lot of fives. What do we even have left?
Sorry?
It's like, what even is left in the deck at this point? It's not a lot of good stuff, that's for sure.
That's the thing with, like, when you have a set where you can't really call very many things out, I think the thing with Venus, because it doesn't put as much in as the other Katrina builds, you are more susceptible to matchups like this.
Yeah.
Because, like, Musketeers is Musketeers, their game plan is putting things back. And normal kind of Katrina has the PGG guards loops that help you put everything back. But here you just don't have that option. But he keeps drawing, but do you think Andrew is just, like, fundamentally misunderstanding Brian's win con here? Because he keeps drawing like his win con is shield. But, like, if he doesn't, give him markers, he's not going to barrier lane him.
Yeah.
So he's only leaning into a win condition that he's giving his opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, guess. But like, yeah, that goes. See, like, this is why I think like and log off to get like your cards back, so that you can put stuff back into the deck, so you're not like decking out as fast is good.
What just happened?
That's not how it should work.
1 second. Bear with me.
That should be something else retired. I'm pretty sure the orders should just go by game mechanic before. But if Chaos Breaker wants to do something, it has to.
So allegedly the ruling we've been given is that because they're real cards, it happens.
The difference is that markers can only exist in the hand.
Sure.
So the moment they hit the field, they disappear instantly.
Okay, sure. So yeah, the argument we were given is because it's like a real, like an actual card. Like they just phase immediately, but it's still like unlocked. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
I'm pretty sure it just goes by game mechanic.
yeah, I'm kind of
Which
of the
means
same
it's
opinion.
not a
but
valid target for Chaos Breaker, would be my.
that's my assumption of it, but if the judge says so, we can always double check after the round.
Another heal gone as well.
But we get to see the SGR Deluge, baby.
Yeah.
Baby Deluge.
This is still looking rough.
So for all the uninitiated, for the uncultured swine,
The last tribute.
the last tribute to the world of the end. Well, I actually love the oldest
The
so
end
it's so
mentioned.
sick.
End mentioned?
Oh, there's a Kagura player. So in fact, it lets you Soul Blast 1 and choose a card from your G-Zone, I believe. Okay, with this just a face-up card and just flip it face up. And then if your heart is Chaos, I believe they call 2 cards from their hand as locked. And then if they're in 4 or less damage, you choose one of their locked cards and move it to the damage zone face down. So it's not going to come up here necessarily, but it's more about forcing their hand to lock, forcing the locked card call from their hand. Because then he's going to go Cold Death as well.
Yeah.
Cold
Get
Death
the
plus
last
1
lock.
And he goes, Katrina, what do you do now?
I believe the answer is Strident Harmonics, but even that is not good at all.
I mean, maybe, but that also means he dumps his entire hand.
Yes, but
11 minutes restantes. Il est levé
First
du
check,
nothing.
second check,
Nothing.
third check, fourth check.
Is the correct?
It's got to be. That's going to be 9, 8, 17, 17, 22, 32, 42, 2 crit.
Yeah, sound like an auctioneer.
Ram dum da da 30, 50.
It's Blood's favourite now. Using it for the guard.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be enough. He's going to show him another trigger and a half.
Has enough to guard this. It's just
Yeah.
this is just a really, really rough spot to be in. It's the cat player hand.
Double Rosarian Fairy is kind of rough here.
You're telling me.
But he does have the strike crit. So his hand is 2 Rosarian Fairy, 1 strike, rolls 1 strike crit, 1 White Fixer. Which which is not ideal.
Well, we can't cat here.
Do you go Megaloma here?
I can see arguments for making.
Well, you actually can't Megaloma. What are we smoking?
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
Ultimate Strike or what?
But I mean, if he did have the other stuff.
If he had it, I think there's an argument for Megaloma, but...
We are going to cat.
Okay, weird take.
I mean...
Here's a weird take for you. Well, I mean, he's not surviving all the time, right? Like, do you reckon there's a world where Katrina players don't read anything but Katrina?
Yeah.
Because, like, it feels a little bad. Huh?
No, you're just showing him what's that.
Oh, sure. I was like, huh? Zingado. And he says 1, and that's a heal.
Sure. I mean, like, the ladder does not matter at this point.
Oh, it does not, yeah. Second check, and third. Ugh. Yeah, Chief, I don't think this is
I
it.
mean, like, at least we have the G-Guard for the next. No Chaos Breaker skill, obviously.
So, because here's the thing, right? You know what's about to happen. He's about to strike Glue Ball Avalanche, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, Glue Ball, sorry. Yeah, lock his entire board again.
Yep.
You guys want to see me do it again? Soul Blast 1.
Right.
Flips itself. Locks his entire board.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, so long as you have, like, PG in hand, you can even just say pass turn, hee. Honestly, I think you smell blood here and you just go.
I think at this stage you do just go. Yeah, they're just going for the soul as well.
Yep.
I respect that.
6 in deck.
13, 17, 27. Oh, that's not 27. My apologies.
Because of the...
Against Power Pearl locked card. That's not 27. I believe that is 30 to 42.
Yeah.
So it's 3k per.
I think you go no guard here. Yeah. Not a trigger.
I got
That's
swings
not
to
good.
draw it. On hit, baby. Sometimes you just gotta do it to him. This is 28, 38, 48, 53, 61. 61 on hit. Is it enough?
Sending stuff back now. Like,
This feels too little too late, doesn't it?
this is a whole turn too late. Like, this should have been happening last time, because last time we should have pulled in Log off out the deck, plus a way to make 2 tokens, and got the hill back the way I've been doing this, I think. That's what it is. Like a 2 to pass, I think.
Is it even?
Maybe 1.
How much is that Giga?
Yeah. Okay, well now it's 2. Now it's definitely 2.
And then he's gonna say 1,
5k shield.
2,
Crit.
crit.
I think we just say all in.
Mama didn't raise
Yep,
a
all
bitch.
in.
Mama was right.
Wait, it was 1 to pass.
And yeah, that's going to be game. And we're going to be coming back over here. So, unfortunately, a loss for Katrina. But thankfully, baby, a win for Chaos, baby. Let's go! But
Again, I would prefer the control build, but Chaos Breaker winning is Chaos Breaker winning.
a Link Joker dub is a Link Joker dub.
Yeah. You know what? Next season I might go back to Link Joker.
Real.
Back to my roots.
And you know what a W looks like? It looks like 2 7s. Speaking of, we'll see you guys in just a few minutes for round. I'm going to kill myself. We're going to see us in round 7 in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Get a drink. We'll see you very, very soon. Refresh stream. If you come back and it's frozen, we're just going to bring you back so we can restart our counters. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.